For the price elasticity of demand is the measure of the sensitivity of quantity demand following in a change in price. Formula for price elasticity of demand is percentage change in quantity demand divided by percentage change in price. It is used to understand how demand for a product change when its price change. When the price rise, quantity demand is decreased. Price elastic demand. Elastic demand occurs when the price has big impact on consumer demands. Elastic demand is when a product or service demand quantity change with a greater percentage than change in price. For example, if the price of goods decrease, consumer will buy a lot, but when the price is increasing, consumer will stop buying and wait for the price return to normal. For the perfectly inelastic demand. Perfectly inelastic demand is a situation when there is no change in quantity demand, even there is change in price. For example, household products. When the price increases, people will still buy the goods because that is their need. Another example, if we have a car, we need to keep buying petrol even the price is increased because we want to use the car. Perfectly elastic demand means when the percentage of change in quantity demand is infinite. From the graph, we know that the quantity demand increase, but the price is not changed. For example, during this pandemic, most of people choose to have personal transportation for their safety. Consequently, the demand for the personal transportation has increased, although there was no change in market price. Determinant of price elasticity of demand. First, the existence of substitute. If a good has many substitutes, a change in its price will have a big impact on its demand. For example, if the price of coffee increases, consumer can choose tea to replace the coffee. Second, proportion of expenditure on a good. Example, when the price of soap increases, it will not make much difference in consumer budget of household. Third, nature of goods. If the good is necessity like food, consumer will continue to buy without the price change. If the good is jewelry and the price is increased, consumer will stop buying the good. Next, income level. The more greater of the income, the greater will be their demand for goods. The increase in income has a positive effect on the demand. For example, if the price of rice cooker is increased about 30 ringgit, rich people will still buy it. 5. Time dimensions. If the time involved is long, demand tends to be more elastic because consumer can substitute goods in the long run. 6. Habits. If a good is addictive like cigarettes, consumer will continue to buy it although the price is changed. Complementary goods. Households are generally less sensitive about the changed price of goods that are complementary each other. Example for the complementary good is tennis ball and tennis racket. If the price of tennis ball is increased, for sure the demand for the tennis racket will decrease. Relationship to total revenue. The formula for the total revenue is price times with the quantity of goods sold. There is 3 types of relationship to total revenue. First, demand is elastic. An elastic demand is one in which the elasticity is greater than 1. Second, demand is inelastic. Elasticity that are less than 1 indicate low responsiveness to price change, we call as an inelastic demand. Last, demand is unitary, that indicate proportional responsiveness of either demand or supply is called unitary elasticity.
Income elasticity of demand. Income elasticity of demand measures the responsiveness or sensitivity of changes in the quantity demanded for a product due to a change in income. Consumer income will affect the demand for different products.
These are the formula of income elasticity of demand.
Practical importance of income elasticity of demand. We have 2 types: forecasting and promotional strategy. For forecasting, allows manager to forecast future demand and prepare supply to meet demand. And the second is products sold can be inferior goods. For example, when the country is expected to be in a state of recession, the producers can plan what products to sell during recession. And third is economy reaches peak period, luxury or normal products in higher demand. For promotional strategy, we use different target group chosen to promote different products. As the normal product, promotion will be effective to middle class, and for luxury groups, the target group will be to the higher income bracket. For like example, for potato yogurt, it's focused for lower income groups. For responses of income elasticity, we have 4: inelastic income, elastic income, negative income elasticity of demand, and zero income elasticity of demand. For inelastic income, a condition in which this quantity demanded for a product increased as income increased, although the income increased faster than the quantity demand. For most of the time, the income elasticity of demand is positive, and this pattern is common enough that these goods are referred to as normal goods, which is foods and clothing. For curve, upward and sloping. And for elastic income condition, in which as the income increase, the quantity demanded for a product increase, although the latter increase at a faster rate. Most of the time, type of good is luxury good, which is antique furniture, luxury cars, gold and jewelry.
Next, cross-elasticity of demand. Cross-elasticity of demand is to measure the responsiveness of quantity demanded for product due to change in price of related. These are the formula of cross-elasticity of demand.
And next, responses of cross-elasticity. For the graph 1, an increase in the price of one product will increase the quantity demanded of another product and vice versa. Applicable to substitute goods, which is when the price of chicken increase, the quantity demand for beef will increase too, and it's positive cross elasticity. of demand means that the demand for good A will increase as the price of good B goes up. This means that goods A and B are good substitutes, so that if B gets more expensive and people are happy to switch to A. And for the graph 2, an increase in the price of one product will decrease the demand for another product and vice versa, applicable to complementary goods, which is when the price of increase, the quantity demanded for pens decrease too. And this negative cross elasticity likewise indicates that the demand for good A will decrease as the price of B goes up. This suggests that A and B are complementary goods, such as a printer and printer toner. If the price of the printer goes up, demand for it will drop. As a result of fewer printers being sold, less toner will also be sold too. And we also have another one that did not show up in the slide. Is any increase in the price of one product will not affect the demand of another product and vice versa. The product has no relationship, which is increase in the price of oil has no effect on the demand for houses. The graph zero cross elasticity.
Price elasticity of supply. Price elasticity of supply function is to measure the sensitivity or responsiveness of the quantity supplied due to a change in the price of a product or service. To get price elasticity of supply, percentage of changes in quantity supplied divided by percentage changes in the price. These are the degree of elasticity. According to the diagram, the terms of graph A is elastic supply, which is a small percentage change in price will lead to a large percentage change in the quantity supplied. The terms for graph B is unitary elastic supply, which is a percentage change in price equals the percentage change in the quantity supplied. Next, the terms for graph C is inelastic supply, which is a large percentage change in price will only affect a small percentage of the quantity supplied. Term of graph D is perfectly inelastic supply, which is a percentage change in price has no effect on the percentage change in the quantity supplied. Last but not least, the term of graph E is perfectly elastic supply, which is an almost 0% change in price brings about a very large percentage change in the quantity supplied. These are the determinants of price elasticity of supply. First, technology advancement. When modern methods of production expand output, the supply tends to be elastic. The number of outputs produced in a given period of time is less when all methods of production are used. Next, time dimension. In the short term, supply tends to be inelastic due to insufficient time to organize and adjust supply to demand. However, in the long term, supply becomes more elastic. Sellers are more responsible to change in price since they can adjust their supply or production. Availability and mobility of factors of production. When factors of production such as land, labor, and capital are available and can easily be moved from one occupation to another, supply tends to be more elastic. Nature of the market. When products can be sold in different markets, supply becomes more elastic. This is because a price fall in one market can be a good thing for other markets. The last one is perishability. There are perishable products such as agriculture products, and supply tends to be inelastic. Changes in price do not affect supply much because sellers cannot store perishable products for long periods of time. In the case of less perishable products such as manufactured products, the supply is more elastic. If sellers expect a price increase in another 2 months, they may store this product for future sale.